Hey mamas, this is Kristen. Listen, I just want to take a couple minutes. I was listening to a podcast um, this week by Brendon Burchard, and he gave some really good advice, and I think it's awesome. And if you don't have time to listen to the podcast, um, I'm going to kind of give it to you here, so that way you've got it. And I did this last week, and I thought it was pretty brilliant. The year is coming to an end very quickly, okay? And so we only have a couple weeks left. I want you to think about what you need to get done between now and January 1st. Okay, so those could be things that you put on your goals for 2019 that you'd still like to get done that you just didn't get done. Go back through your calendar, go back through your emails. One suggestion he gave that I thought was fantastic was to go through like all your flagged emails, right, and just see what is in there. So I went through, I cleaned out all my flagged emails for all my email accounts. Kind of looked at some emails I was hanging on to that I wanted to act on, and I just kind of went through and made like a master list of things that I need to get done by year end. I need to renew my CPA license. I need to get some legal advice on something. Like there's a whole bunch of kind of loose ends that I have not gotten tied up that I want to get tied up before the end of the year. So I made this big huge list, and then I'm working off of that list for the next couple weeks. So what do you got to get done in your business? Is your bookkeeping up to date? Are there clients you need to reach out to? Is there billing you need to get done? Like, what are things that you said you were going to get done this year and you haven't gotten them done yet? Maybe you need to make some tweaks to your website. Like, we all have that running list of stuff, right? And I bet you that if you looked at that list, it probably wouldn't take you that long to get it done. Okay, so I really want you, within the next day or two, so that way you've got time to get it done, to put together a list of like, these are the must-do things before the end of the year so that you can start off next year well. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. Let me know what types of things, you're putting on your list, because I'd love to know kind of how you wrap up your year. I mean, for me, I spent some time doing, working on my bookkeeping and getting my bookkeeping all caught up. It's that whole cobbler shoe thing. As an accountant, you're like the last person to get your stuff done, which is actually really funny because I always do my tax return first to make sure that all the bugs are worked out of the software. But so I need to make sure my books are done so I can do that. I've got projections I've got to do for clients. I've got some clients I got to reach out to make sure that they're scheduled early next year. And so this is kind of, this is stuff that I'm working on. Plus, I'm going to be launching another podcast. So I've got like podcast stuff I got to do. Like, hey, I got to get music for the podcast. I've got topics and everything, but I got to get into the office and actually record. So I've got a lot to do in the next couple weeks before I wrap up the year, but I've got my master list and I'm really good to go, and I'm just kind of knocking stuff off. So it really helps when you don't have to think about those things. As you're going into the holidays, like I've got the master list, I'm just working off that list, right? And I don't have to think about all the stuff like rattling around in my head because I got it down on paper. All right, so let me know what you're working on, and I know we only got a couple more weeks, but you got this. Let's finish this decade out strong. All right, I'll see you guys later.